everybody, what's going on? I want to share a video with you today about producing work where you're not trying to make money, you're just doing it for fun and doing it for yourself. I struggle with that because I always have an ulterior motive as to how can I make money with the pictures I'm taking, even if it's just walking around in a park taking pictures. In my mind, I'm thinking I could send these to the stock agencies or something. But I want to share with you one image that I did that I really just did it for myself. And a little bit of a disclaimer, I do have an account on Fine Art America, and Fine Art America is a website that you can post your images and people can buy them, framed, unframed, canvas prints, so you can sell your images as fine art prints. I do have an account there. This image is on there, so I guess in some ways I could make money at it, but I really don't have any success on there. I only have a handful of images there, and I don't think I've ever sold one. So not to be hypocritical, you can purchase this image, but I really just produced this for myself, and I want to show you how I did it, kind of the steps and the processes that I took to bring it all together, and also talk about why I created it in the first place. Now, the story behind this image starts years ago, where Amy and I used to create images to go with Bible verses, and then we created posters out of this artwork. And we probably had a dozen images that we did over the years, and we used to go to county fairs and street fairs and art shows, and we'd have a tent and we'd sell these images. And we did that for a long time, and so during that time I used to make notes all the time about Bible verses that I thought, okay, I can come up with an image to go with that. And I have lots of notes and ideas that we never got to, but one of them I always wanted to get to, but we never did, was Exodus 33:16, because that is probably my favorite Bible verse. I grew up in a church, but really didn't get to know the Lord until I was 25 years old. So all those years, even though I was in a church, I did not really know the Lord. And so Exodus 33:16, where it talks about how are we any different than anybody else in the world unless God, you go with us, really resonated to me when I read that. So I always wanted to do an image to go with this verse. I kind of had an idea in my mind. Hopefully the audio isn't horrible with this wind. Dorian is down in the coast right now, going up along the eastern coast. We're in the upstate of South Carolina, but I think this wind may be a little bit of a result of that hurricane. But anyway, I always knew that I wanted to create an image that something in the image was distinguished from all the other things that seemed similar, but this one thing would stand out. And I came up with the flower idea. I drew it out like I always do. I always tend to sketch things out and kind of make notes long before I do it. And years later, I finally thought, you know, I just need to create this image. We weren't doing the posters anymore. We haven't sold those for a long time. But I went out and got the flowers, photographed them all individually, cut them all out of the background, and started piecing the whole thing together. And so the image just started building itself, and I kind of just dove in. Once I had the vision of what I wanted to do, it was just a matter of taking the photographs to piece the whole thing together. I didn't videotape myself taking these photos because at the time I didn't have the YouTube channel and I wasn't really thinking like that. But here is the photo shoot of the individual flowers. These are raw, straight out of the camera, and as you can see, I kind of changed the lighting a little bit, did a couple different things, and I knew I was going to cut them off the background. So what was in the background, or I think in a few of these you'll see the lights a little bit, but I knew that was fine because I knew I was going to cut all that out and use these individually. There you can see the light stand and probably a clamp back there. But yeah, I turned them in different ways. I wanted them going different directions, facing to the left, to the right, knowing once I get them all together, I can piece the whole thing into one big photograph, doing individual shots like this. And there's 41 images here. I marked 25 of them, it looks like. And here I'm back to the main red one, and I think that's probably the one I used. There you can see my light, and it flared a little bit, which I didn't want. And well, that might have been the one I used. I don't remember. I think it was this one. Anyway, there are the individual shots that I did. Changing up the lighting, getting everything right. Of course, the red one I probably spent more time on because I knew it was going to be the main focal point. In fact, there's the one I used, I would guess. So once I got the flowers kind of in place, started doing some of the shading and the shadowing and adding some flare and some light beams coming down to kind of set that red flower off the white ones. I went to one of my images that I had done at the beach on some family vacation, cloudy, moody sky, added that. The lightning bolts were kind of something I did at the very end, because I thought they represented, you know, the stormy cloudiness of life that we all go through, but yet we are distinguished because God goes with us. And that's kind of the story behind the image. My encouragement to you, sometimes you just got to do some projects that you kind of kind of do for yourself. Even though there's not anybody paying you for it, you just need to go out and get creative. Not only is it going to be satisfying to you, but it's going to sharpen your skills and excellent practice if nothing else. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like. We're up to 43 subscribers. Can we get to 100 by the end of the year? That would be great. I thank you for everything. Leave a comment if you can, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.